Hey everyone, Bible Mom here. Have you ever eaten one of these cookies? I bet you have. When it comes to cookie sales, Oreos dominate. Did you know that 92 million Oreos are sold every day around the world? That's a lot of cookies. When you eat your Oreo, how do you like to do it? Do you twist it and lick it? Maybe scrape the filling out with your teeth? Maybe you leave it a sandwich and just crunch into it, or dip it in some milk? I say all of the above are the correct way to eat an Oreo. Well, Oreo construction is pretty simple, isn't it? It's 2 crunchy cookies with some white cream filling in the middle. And guess what? I found an Oreo in the Bible. No, I don't mean an actual cookie, but I did find a place where Jesus gives 2 commands and he puts a sweet spot in the middle. Do you want to help me find it? I'm going to read a short Bible story and I want you to listen for the Oreo, okay? Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go ahead of him to Bethsaida while he dismissed the crowd. After leaving them, he went up on a mountainside to pray. Later that night, the boat was in the middle of the lake and he was alone on land. He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them. Shortly before dawn, he went out to them, walking on the lake. He was about to pass by them, but when they saw him walking on the lake, they thought he was a ghost. They cried out because they all saw him and were terrified. Now let me just stop right there. We haven't gotten to the Oreo part yet, but I just have to ask you, which do you think would be scarier? Being in the middle of an open boat on a lake during a storm, or seeing a ghost walking on the water? I think we can understand why the disciples were terrified when both those things happened at the same time. Okay, the Oreo part's coming up, so listen up. Immediately, Jesus spoke to the disciples and said, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." Then he climbed into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely amazed. Did you hear the Oreo? Did you hear the part with the 2 commands and the sweet spot? Let me read that part again. Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid. So the 2 commands were what? Take courage, don't be afraid. And the sweet spot in the middle? Good, it is I, it is Jesus. You see, Jesus was telling his disciples, it is I, it's Jesus, your friend. I'm here in the middle of the storm and you have nothing to worry about. I've got it all under control. And you know, I think Jesus would say the same thing to us today when we get in scary situations. I think he would say, hey, I'm right here with you in the middle of the storm. He doesn't bring all the storms in our lives, but he promises to always be there with us in the middle of them. Maybe you're going through a difficult time as a family. Maybe you're starting a new school. Maybe there's another kind of scary situation going on in your life. Jesus promises to be there for you. He is loving, he is trustworthy, and he wants you to call out to him in the middle of that storm. So let's repeat the verse again, okay? I'm going to take my Oreo apart. So the first command was, take courage, it is I, don't be afraid. Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid. And actually, you know, you can turn that into a kind of a declaration when you're in the middle of a scary situation. So you might say, Jesus, I'm taking courage. I know you're with me in the middle of this scary situation. I won't be afraid. Isn't that great news? What a great use for an Oreo to remind us of a Bible verse. So until I see you again, I hope you enjoy your share of the 92 million Oreos sold today. I'll see you next time on Bible Mom. Bye-bye.